Welcome to today's edition of Crypto Corner at InvestorIdeas.com. News on what's driving the cryptocurrency market. Hey everyone, this is Sam Mowers here, and welcome to episode 444 of the Crypto Corner podcast. For news today, Bitcoin saw a spike following comments from the Fed chair. Riot blockchain has purchased another 5,100 miners from Bitmain. Bitfarms has reported its Q2 and H1 financials, and DMGI has announced its Q3 financials. But just before we dive into today's show, a quick reminder that if you enjoy this podcast, please feel free to share it or even leave us a review, and also recommend checking out some of the other podcasts on InvestorIdeas.com. This includes the Cannabis Podcast, as well as the Clean Tech and Climate Change podcasts, both of which will bring you up to speed on the latest stock news and trends in their respective spaces. Alright, so Bitcoin was briefly trading for $11,600 yesterday following a spike responding to the United States Federal Reserve's inflation policy. Cointelegraph reports that Fed Chair Jerome Powell, in a speech on Thursday, indicated that inflation would be permitted to head higher than the Fed's 2% target. Quote, following periods when inflation has been running below 2%, appropriate monetary policy will likely aim to achieve inflation moderately above 2% for some time. End quote. Riot Blockchain Inc., which trades on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol RIOT or Riot, has announced the purchase of 5,100 next-generation Bitmain S19 Pro Antminers for $11.2 million from Bitmain Tech Limited, scheduled for receipt and deployment in February 2021. Now, this follows recent news that the company had purchased 8,000 next-generation Bitmain S19 Pro Antminers for receipt and deployment in January of 2021. Remo Mancini, the independent chairman of Riot Blockchain, explained, quote, Riot has made a commitment to being a global player in the Bitcoin mining sector. We are believers in Bitcoin's opportunity to be a disruptive force in the traditional finance and currency systems. Riot is making strides in positioning itself to be part of that future, and this purchase is a hallmark of those efforts. End quote. Bitfarms Limited, which trades on the TSXV under the ticker symbol BITF, has reported its financial results for the second quarter and first half of 2020. Some Q2 highlights include a consolidated revenue of $7.4 million, a net loss of $3.7 million, and the mining of 815 bitcoins. The company's interim CEO, Emiliano Grodzki, commented, quote, Bitfarms continues to demonstrate its resiliency and strength of operations despite challenging market conditions. Based on publicly disclosed financial information, we believe that the 815 bitcoin mined by Bitfarms in the second quarter was the most amongst all publicly traded Bitcoin mining companies. We're pleased with the strength of our business model, and we are well positioned to continue to carry out our strategy of disciplined, timely, and cost-efficient growth. End quote. DMG Blockchain Solutions Inc., which trades on the TSXV under the ticker symbol DMGI, has announced the filing of its third quarter financials. The company reported Q3 revenue of $1,363,233 with a comprehensive loss of $532,071, an improvement over the loss of $2,552,705 in Q3 of 2019, as well as a 66% reduction in operations and administrative costs over last year. DMG's CEO Dan Reitzik said, quote, DMG is currently exploring multiple acquisition opportunities, specifically related to the additional low-cost mining operations, mining software products, and new mining technologies. We are pleased with the company's current operations and are excited about the future of our increased self-mining capacity and significant technology advance. End quote. That does it for today's Crypto Corner. If you would like to be a guest or sponsor for this podcast, contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products, services, or securities. Investors are reminded all investment involves risk and possible loss of investment. To hear more InvestorIdeas.com podcasts, please visit InvestorIdeas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio.com, and Google Play Music.